Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honored Chief Guest, Honorable Mohammed Saeed, Minister of Economic Development of Maldives, esteemed Chancellor of Maldives National University, Dr. Mohammed Latif, Vice Chancellor of the Maldives National University, Dr. Ali Fawaz Sharif, President of AMDISA, Professor Lakshman Watawala, Vice President of AMDISA, Mr. Shatif Ali, and the Dean of Business School of MNU, distinguished scholars, fellow colleagues from civil service or public service commissions in the region, members of media, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, and very good evening to you all. Algonge wahaga kol fashagatunga, tia emmeha izzetterina ilmu verina. Adi mi forum ga bavri vadaganava emmeha baverina. Divehi civil service ge hidumetteri. Muazzifunge namuga, hoon marhabai dannava, mi forum kamiyab libmangede. To begin my address at this August forum, honored Chief Guest and Mr. President of AMDISA, allow me on behalf of the diligent and fellow staff of Maldives Civil Service to extend a very warm welcome to you all and wish every success to this important forum. Indeed, thank you very much to all foreign and local delegates for honoring us with your presence here today, and particularly those who have joined us having traveled from afar. I'm indeed honored and privileged for having been given this wonderful opportunity to speak at the inaugural session. For this gesture, I wish to offer bountiful gratitude to the President and Vice President and the organizers of the forum. Our Chief Guest, Honorable Minister of Economic Development, has already set the tone for this forum and contributed enough food for thought. I wish to join him in extending the skyline and horizon of the set agenda of this forum by offering some thoughts that demand our attention in the face of rapidly changing forces in the region of South Asia and in addressing emerging issues in the pursuit of conceiving realistic solutions. We are sandwiched by dilemmas such as minimum government, maximum performance, growth of citizens' expectations, but shrinking of fiscal resources, public scrutiny of public service against private high-impact services, and tax receding but welfare ballooning. These challenges certainly demand revisiting mainstream conventional theories of governance, public policy, and management development in search of innovative, high-impact, low-cost, and rapid results. The AMDISA, being the largest repository of management knowledge and resources for South Asia region, and its management forums being the best platforms to address these issues, we are ever grateful for the hope and aspirations facilitated by AMDISA during 29 years of its existence. Indeed, management development is not a destination to be reached, but a journey to be continued and explored in the face of emerging issues and changing circumstances. This is why AMDISA and its forum become indispensable in search of management excellence and public satisfaction or happiness. The theme for this forum, governance and public policy, and the role of management development is indeed topical and timely theme given the changes we face in serving our peoples and achieving management excellence and public satisfaction or happiness. Undoubtedly, it is a fitting theme that can occupy prominence on every development agenda. Honored Chief Guest, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, allow me now to share with this scholarly forum some inquisitive thoughts hovering in my mind, which I observe as missing dimensions in our work. A few of us are in a privileged position for being both management academics and practitioners, which provide a fruitful marriage for management development. For many times, criticism have been raised against professional bodies for being too exclusive and detached from ground reality, but transfixed with boardroom fantasies. Inclusive growth and inclusive education are catchwords in the discussion of development in recent times. Undisputedly, AMDISA is an inclusive body that invites to their activities academics, practitioners, businessmen, businesswomen, and any other interested parties. Nevertheless, one may wonder how much participation is there by politicians and bureaucrats who are equally known to be agents of change. Certainly a prominent figure for that matter in this forum, we observe our honored chief guest, Honorable Minister of Economic Development of Maldives. I would indeed love to see more politicians, bureaucrats, and non-governmental organizations participate in our activities, who could help greater facilitation in bearing fruits in our efforts towards management development in South Asian region. Please forgive me if I'm mistaken and my observations are inaccurate. Forums of AMDISA are a great platform for knowledge generation and sharing successful experiences. To make this dialogue inclusive, I think we could explore possibility of wider participation by other agents of change. We are proud products of South Asian civilization and its heritage. Asia is regarded as a cradle of civilization and culture, and great universities such as Nalanda and Takshila have proven this fact. However, during the 12th and 13th century, the cradle shifted to the west, and we continue in the struggle to recover that. One great resource that we took as our pride was indigenous, original capacity of South Asian and application of local solutions and know-how to our developmental challenges. Skeptics say today, in the current globalized era, we ignore local remedies to local problems and give preferences to the capital-intensive, high-tech and imported ideas in place of original indigenous methods in addressing local or regional problems. Although the precision of the statement could be rendered debatable, the argument definitely has merit for our consideration. Long before scientific management took root in South Asian institutions, indigenous management principles and practices were highly valued in South Asia. However, with the drive for integration and emergence of interdependence, our valued management principles are dwindling, if not already forgotten. Indeed, it may be recalled that we had South Asian way of management practices and values such as collectivism, neighborliness, sharing, and caring that were treasured. Nevertheless, some may argue that if these proud tenets of South Asian values are not revived, would remain lost in history. Moreover, it is hard to observe today in management scholarship South Asian indigenous and original terms or concepts like kaizen or kaikaku in East Asian Japanese language. Nevertheless, I wish to acknowledge with appreciation here that in the 13th South Asian Management Forum, some highlights were given to what was called Japanese Management System and Pata Management System of India. I would be more than happy if AMDISA could decide in this forum to give due consideration for setting research themes for the next forum that would help revive such needed South Asian original indigenous management principles and practices. I firmly believe that reviving traditional South Asian self-help approaches towards management excellence could be a worthwhile exercise. Honored Chief Guest, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of indigenous capacity development of South Asia, I would also like to touch upon the use of technology in management development. This is another area we need to find local or regional solutions that would suit our budgets and situations. Undisputedly, we agree that the greatest enabler or contributor in achieving fast, cost-effective management development is use of information and communication technology. It is indispensable in achieving management excellence and public satisfaction. Nevertheless, there are some concerns that warrant our attention in this facet too. The popularity and indispensability of digitalization and office automation for modernizing management and public administration is a fact beyond doubt in every South Asian country. Nevertheless, as people say, every good thing has some bad parallel too. There is a growing concern that rapid usage of ICT is replacing many jobs, compounding to already high employment in South Asian countries. For instance, in Maldives, messengers are no more in demand as civil service transmits correspondences through e-government computer networks. Similarly, websites and kiosk information booths are replacing receptionists and telephone operators. Conversely, some critics argue that the widening digital divide between rich and poor countries and urban and rural regions are recycling dependence of developing countries on technologically advanced developed countries rather than achieving self-sufficiency. The experience of Maldives civil service is no exception to this phenomenon. We have become heavy users of ICT rather than developers or manufacturers, and large proportion of our limited budget is spent on ICT products and projects. I may sound ignorant in the age of mesmerizing technology such as artificial intelligence, blockchain, cloud computing, robotics, nanotechnology, and smart platforms. However, we need to address such dilemmas in South Asian context where our largest resource is human capital, but transformative agent is ICT. Like other South Asian countries, the Maldives had rich tradition and inherited indigenous original knowledge, skills, and methods to address and solve many challenges it had encountered over the years in many spheres of our lives. However, today we are seeing erosion of these tenets in the face of